Hey guys, how's it going? Coming at you with an album review today. It's my first album review on the channel, first album review of 2013, and it is a 2013 record. Third album by this band. Their last album, I mean, it was good, don't get me wrong, but this album is definitely a step up. I've been a big fan of this band since the beginning. I'm talking about Black Veil Bride's Wretched and Divine, The Story of the Wild Ones. Now, for those of you who don't know, Black Veil Brides, their debut album, We Stitch These Wounds, met a lot of fans' appealing eye. Like, mostly people who felt alone or bullied or etc., etc. We Stitch These Wounds reached out to them. Then they followed them on to Set the World on Fire, and now they still follow them on to Wretched and Divine. I've been following them since We Stitch These Wounds, and I stand by them. I personally don't think they're a bad band. Hate me all you want, I don't give a crap. It's my opinion. That's all album reviews are opinions. Now, for those of you who don't know, the track listing for Wretched and Divine, they have it divided up into two acts. It's all one disc, but they have it divided up into two acts. Act 1 is Hope. They have their intro, Exordium. The first two songs, I Am Bulletproof and New Year's Day. Then they have their first Fear transmission, which is called Stay Close. Then they have the songs Wretched and Divine, which is the title track, and We Don't Belong. Then they have the second Fear transmission, Trust. And then the songs Devil's Choir and Resurrect the Sun. Now that ends Act 1. Act 2 is called Faith. They have their overture, then the song Shadows Die, and then a little interlude called, I believe it's pronounced Ambiance. I'm not sure. Forgive me if I pronounced that incorrectly. Then they have 4 songs. Days Are Numbered, which features Burt McCracken from The Used, Done For You, Nobody's Hero, and Lost It All, and I can't remember who Lost It All featured on background vocals. Then they have their third Fear transmission, As War Fades. The lead single off the album, In the End, is the final actual song on the album. The final track is the final transmission of Fear. Now, with these Fear transmissions, they help you follow the concept, but I don't think that 4 of them were needed. Maybe 1, 2, maybe even 3, but I don't think all 4 of these were needed. There were a lot of they acted as a lot of interludes, and they already had the overture and ambiance, Exordium as an intro. So, in actuality, there were only 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There was only 12 songs out of a 19-track CD. That's what kind of backfired for this album. But don't get me wrong. When the songs actually play, they're good. When In the End was released, I believe Halloween last year or shortly after, it was good. It's a generic song title. Yes, I know. We all know Linkin Park did one called In the End, but it's good. Some other songs like Wretched and Divine, I Am Bulletproof, Days Are Numbered is a really good song. Burt McCracken does really good on featured vocals in this song. Done For You, Lost It All, Resurrect the Sun. The only 2 songs I had problems with, and not even real problems, on this album were New Year's Day and Devil's Choir. To me, they just sounded slightly repetitive, but, I mean, they're catchy. They're just a little repetitive. But, yeah. And this being the deluxe edition, that's why it also has that. Regular edition doesn't have this thing on it. This being the deluxe edition, it had the bonus DVD with it. The DVD is split up into 15 chapters. The opening, Not Just Another Album, Wretched and Divine. Track 4 is Early Goings and Feldy, the recording process, the writing process, Devil's Choir. They talk about the song Devil's Choir. Then their challenges during the recording of the album, the Kerrang photo shoot, Growing, Working Together, Beginning of the End, All For You, Finished, and then the credits. So, I did watch the DVD. It's basically when most bands put a DVD in their deluxe or special edition of an album, it's a documentary on how the album was made, and they're usually pretty interesting. This one was kind of interesting. So yeah, that's really not much more you could say about the DVD. I mean, it's a generic way, or a generic DVD for a deluxe edition, for any deluxe edition, not just this one. Sounds of a Playground Fading by In Flames that I just bought has a documentary on how the album was made. Heritage by Opeth, Blackwater Park's Legacy Edition by Opeth. So the DVD is just a generic subject for deluxe editions, but they're all interesting in their individual way. Now, if I had to give this album a solid rating, I'm gonna go with a 7.5, maybe an 8 out of 10. It's not perfect, but it's not bad either. It's not terrible. Set the World on Fire kind of brought me down on them a little. Like, they went from almost a metalcore scene to glam rock. Kind of reminded me of Kiss. Yeah, I said it. It reminded me of Kiss. But when they released Wretched and Divine, I demoed it. I listened to In the End, a couple other songs like I Am Bulletproof and the title track Wretched and Divine. I listened to those. I went out and bought it. I had planned to anyway since it was announced. And I honestly can say I enjoyed this album. So 8 out of 10, Wretched and Divine, The Story of the Wild Ones by Black Veiled Brides. Let me know what you think about the album in the comments. If you like it, if you hate it, what you think about it. Just please don't go bashing me. I'm entitled to my opinion. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. If you post what you think about this album down there, I'm not going to judge you. If you explain your reasoning, I'm cool with that. Even if you don't explain your reasoning, it's what it is. You just think it's horrible. Fine by me. If you absolutely love it and you want to explain your reasoning, or even if you don't, I'm cool with it. Just don't judge me or other people. I personally do not like when people judge others. I just find it personally degrading, and I find it a form of bullying, which I really don't like. And I'm getting off subject. So, post what you think about the album down below. Remember, please respect others and their opinions. They are entitled to them just as I am. So, yep. We'll see about some other album reviews later today. Maybe another one here in a few minutes. See ya.